I decided to play
Unaware of your
Minecraft.
actions, you start anciently
And then this is what
silently
I saw.
praying to
How's
all the possible
whole
gods
like
out there
this?
that your application will be approved. Dude, this
I
is just like
don't
a day in the
know
life
what look
of
like the
anyone from Gen
Titanic
Z
in an
trying to get a house or a
iceberg
job.
while I'm exploring for some reason. And I'm not lying.
Ay, caramba. Only Duracell. It's built different, with power-boost ingredients. That's why goats like Messi only run on Duracell. Power boost.
My name is
I'm going
Janine, and
backward.
Baltimore is my heart. I love this place. It's like living in a city, but feeling like you live in a small town. Baltimore has enriched my life and the life of my family in so many ways.
I'm not already told to choose again.
Job. At this point, you've been homeless for
Dang it.
almost 11 months, nearly a year. Damn. After saving all the money you could for several months, you finally were able to save enough to rent an apartment. That's good. Or at least that's what you thought. In 11 months of your homelessness, the housing prices only went up, making it practically impossible for you to find anything affordable at this point. You frantically search every housing website, hoping to at least get some old room, but nothing was even nearly in your price range. Oh my god, yeah. 1-bedroom apartment, $1 billion. But this listing was everything you could ever ask for. You were thanking whoever was up there in the sky, thank you, Jesus. Or down in the pits of hell, that you managed to apply basically minutes after the listing went live. Sure, it's shady as hell, no deposit, no required credit history, there aren't even any pictures, and as a cherry on top, you'll have to live with some random guy you have no information about. You were so eager to get it first, too, that you didn't even ask for a tour. If anything, you're almost entirely sure that it's probably some old shed, or even worse, a human trafficking trap. That would not be ideal. But you're already at the point where you don't even care. You feel like you'll go insane if you have to spend another night out on the streets. Yeah, you kinda gotta take what you can get.
That's huge.
Just shudder at the memories. Yeah, anything's better than that. You can swear your heart skips a beat as your phone lights up with a new email! With a new notification on the home screen. It's an email from the housing. Ah! Could it be? You impatiently unlock your phone, somehow managing to enter your password incorrectly twice before you do. You quickly locate the email app and anxiously start reading. Thank you for your application, Bunger. We appreciate you using our services and our smart algorithm has picked these 5 other apartments for you to look at. Oh, never mind. You silently curse the website, thinking that would have been better if they paid for your rent instead of financing these ads that nobody probably even looks at. True. Well, besides you. Oh. While busy with your grandiose brain cursing session, you almost skip over another notification that quickly floats into your phone screen. It's yet another email. I swear to God if it's another ad. But it isn't. It's an email sent by whoever the posted the Yay! The first thing you notice is its ridiculous length. It's short. Oh. Too short. In fact, there are only 3 lines, 2 of them being Dear Bunger and BR Soon Kin. The middle line just says, if you come to the apartment to sign the contract within 30 minutes, I'll give you the key. Now you are entirely sure that your heart is skipping at least 30 beats a minute. Isn't that slow? Isn't that slow? I think I'm dying. You immediately spring from the seat, grab your backpack on the way, before your attention is caught by a sad, small cup of unfinished coffee on the table. Squeezing your lips with rising guilt, you quickly grab the drink and drink the cold remnants before putting it back down and storming out of the diner. Will this finally be the day that ends your homeless life for good? Oh, I hope so, man.
And I haven't even found a shelter.
You find yourself in front of an apartment door, trying to catch your breath. You don't particularly know how, but you somehow manage to make it in time. However, now you aren't even sure that you're in front of the correct apartment in the first place. Oh. You're fully expecting some shady old building, but it turned out to just be some average apartment complex. Something you could probably never even dream of affording in your current state. Yikes, 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 yikes. You hesitate for a good minute before letting out an anxious sigh and pressing the doorbell button. You hear the ordinary buzz sound play on the other side of the door, and then complete silence.
Let me in. Let me into your house.
Oh, damn.
The silence gets quickly interrupted, though, as you hear some faint footstep sounds behind the door. The door is open. You jolt as the sound of a man's voice comes from the apartment, but almost instinctively push open the door. Still hesitant, you awkwardly step into the entrance. Imagine I just step into his mouth and he eats me.
How did I even make the leaves
As you walk in, you
that?
almost immediately get taken aback by your surroundings. You've replayed so many made-up horror scenarios in your head on the way here. The sight of an ordinary-looking hallway suddenly seems scarier than anything you could have come up with. There's no one in sight, so you just default to a polite stance in front of the entrance door, not even daring to make a single step. That is so real. Does anybody else have like vampire mentality, where you can't enter any space unless stated that you can? Now that you're actually in the apartment, and now that you're confirmed that it looks more or less normal, your anxiety levels are going through the roof. You have to make a good impression. You won't have another chance like this. Bunger, I assume? Oh, hey, dude. Oh no. Oh no. I'm not looking at the comments. I'm not gonna look at them. I'm scared. You almost jump as a tall, slouched man suddenly appears in one of the doorways of the hallway you were in. You don't immediately realize that he is dressed in a suit because of how disheveled and scruffy he appears to be. Albeit, you're not in any position to judge. That's true, I am homeless and stuff. His eye bags almost seem to merge with his dark eyes as he tiredly looks straight at you. Don't look at me. Don't look at me. He is kind of beautiful though, I can't even deny. If your eyesight was just a bit worse, you would have even thought he just had 2 big holes for eyes given how pale his skin is otherwise. Dumbfounded, you stare back at him, thinking that this eye contact is going on for a bit too long for your taste. Real. Before you realize that's your cue to respond. Ah, yes, and that's me. Wrong. My name is actually, how'd you guess? Are you psychic? That would indeed be me, sir. Aye, Captain. These all suck. I would just say, yes, I'm Bunger. Nice to meet you. How are you? That would indeed be me, sir.
Okay.
You may be asking, when is it my time? We asked the same thing in 1935. Our answer? Now. Because when it comes to learning, growing, changing, thriving, there's no time like now. Norfolk State University, now is our time. Text "now is our time" to 41444.
This is not a biscuit. This is a butter delivery vehicle. And you're about to receive a very special package.
Sir. The man raises his eyebrow in confusion. What's with all the formalities? Fuck.
They were literally
Seungmin.
just
Seungmin. I got it. Seungmin. Just Seungmin is fine. Now, if you don't mind, I'll be late for work if we don't hurry. So if you just follow me to the kitchen. You step into the kitchen and, once again, get temporarily stunned as by how normal everything looks. Sure, you can tell that somebody lives here by small stains and patches of dust here and there, but if you had to choose, you'd happily use the space to take some photos for online housing ads or something. Oh. Speaking of photos, you thank heaven for the millionth time today. If Seungmin put up pictures of this apartment, it would have gotten snatched before you could even apply. You don't know if that was just pure laziness or a simple lack of time, but you couldn't feel more grateful to the man in front of you for leaving the listing so empty. That is true, but a little bit raising eyebrow, you know what I mean? We shouldn't feel grateful just yet. We still haven't signed the contract. Ah. Now if you just look through the papers and sign the places I marked. Huh?
Shoot.
The papers on the table? It's the contract. Wait, is that it? That can't be it, right? You won't even ask for any additional information? Nah, bro, we're tight, we're cool like that. But if you're concerned about the rent, the payment is obviously up front, but we can go through that in the evening. If I stay any longer, I'll probably get fired for being late. Damn, bro, where do you work? You're free to move your stuff and unpack, though. But if you're not interested, that's fine too. But then I'd appreciate it if you... No, I'll sign the contract. I'll sign, I'm interested. Wow, you're an eager one, aren't you? Right. You can't even afford to care about his reasons at this point. It's a good apartment, the rent is something you can afford, and the only tenant doesn't look all too crazy. Well, You quickly grab the papers messily scattered around the table with slightly trembling hands as you read through them. After making sure that it really isn't part of some human you take the pen laying around on the table and find the marked spots
Seungmin.
Seungmin mentioned.
Okay.
Bunger Ham Bung. Hey, you wrote your name incorrectly. No, I didn't! But no big deal, you just have to rewrite it. Fine, whatever. After you sign, you audibly breathe it out before handing the papers to Seungmin. Right?
Seungmin.
Seungmin. Sungmin.
I'm hungry.
Sungmin. He quickly goes through them and nods at you.
Even though I literally have
Great.
so much
Your
food.
room is the one opposite the
My
bathroom.
inventory.
It's to the right of the kitchen. Anyways,
For the two
we'll handle the
carrots
payment
and
later.
2 bananas that I
I should
got
get
from our
going.
village.
Right. Lock the door after me?
That was
Yeah.
beautiful.
Yeah, of course. Right. Try to shake off your stupor. You can't believe that you're officially not homeless anymore. I also cannot believe how much this guy trusts me. He's like, hey, here's my house, here's my key, you live in here now, lock the door behind me. I could literally just never open the door again. Or I could just steal all of his shit and leave, you know what I mean? Alright, later boy, later man. Still somewhat stupefied, you follow Sungmin back to the entrance where he proceeds to put on his shoes that look scruffy as he is, and then stand straight in front of the door. As straight as a slouched back allows him to anyway. Just make sure to lock it properly. And don't let strangers in. I'm not a kid. I at least know this much.
Oh my favorite
Right.
bread.
Well, I'll see you in the evening. I'd be happy to have you for dinner.
Good.
Now what does that mean? And what's that supposed to mean?
Stop. What do you mean by that?
He's gonna eat me. He's gonna have me for dinner. I'm gonna be put in the bread. Fuck, I named myself Bunger. That's like burger. He's gonna burger me. I'm gonna be burger. I don't want to be burger. With that,
Sungmin.
Sungmin leaves through the entrance door, nearly tripping over the welcome mat. Sungmin. Again. Happens every time. You're new here, aren't you?
wait.
You totally ate the people in this apartment. After Sungmin disappears down the hallway, you waste no time as you shut and lock the door.
Wait a minute.
I did it. I really did. Still overcome with a mix of relief and excitement,
shit,
you
I
locate your
still
room
have
that,
the
just like Sungmin
6
said, is the opposite of the bathroom.
Got from a village.
Oh, look at my room! My red room!
No, village.
You walk through a simple door into a bedroom
No,
that
I
appears to be
already
just as
have
simple.
village.
You're surprised to find that the key actually is fully furnished. Do not call in my ass for popcorn reading. I will not be able to do it. At this point, you wouldn't even mind sleeping on the floor, but seeing how the bed
So you
even
have
has its
all
own
the
bed
shades.
sheets, you almost
Even
tear
though I
up.
don't even want that.
If this is a dream, I will be so pissed. But it isn't. And you can hardly believe it. Well, I guess I might as well unpack. The only good thing about being homeless is that besides the backpack always glued to your shoulders, you have no other things. You take it off and start going through your carefully packed stuff. Yay! Oh, yay! Unpacking time! This is cute. Wow. Is that my portable charger? Put that in my bedroom. Thermos goes in the kitchen. World's driest shampoo. How nice. Anti-stink. Oh, lovely. Multi-gummies. I'll put those in the kitchen. Oh. Do not resuscitate alert.
I'm not jumping down
Put that in here, I guess.
Why
I
did
want to do
you-
not resuscitate sticker. If I die, do not resuscitate me. If I'm having a stroke on the ground, that was meant to happen. That was part of God's plan. Do not bring me back. Finally done with putting your things away, you turn towards your new bed and look down at it with a rising temptation. No longer able to resist, you let yourself fall onto the fresh bed sheets. So soft. And all yours. You rub your face against the pillow with a smile. It feels like the luck you've accumulated throughout the year was all poured into this one day. Who knows? Maybe in the future you'll be able to rent an apartment of your own. Everything seems possible now. It really does. Aw, this is heartwarming. When you open your eyes again, it's already dark outside. Feeling strangely satisfied and refreshed, you stretch and slowly sit up. God, I haven't slept this good in a long time. Oh shit! Right, Sungmoon said that you'd sort out the rent payment in the evening. He even offered to have dinner tonight. Free food. Crap, this is not what's important right now. You feel a sense of anxiety build up in your throat as you check the time on your phone. 10:27 p.m. Crap. While you silently curse yourself for being so careless, you get off the bed and start unconsciously walking back and forth. I mean, if he really cared, he would have woken me up, right? It's not like you locked the room or anything. Speaking of that, is he even home? You cautiously tiptoe towards the door and quietly put your ear against it, trying to see if you catch any sounds. He's here! You can clearly make out some footstep sounds from moving noises coming from the outside of the room. Great. Wonderful. You're not getting kicked out just yet, thank God. Maybe the dinner offer is still on the table too? Maybe? Not wanting to wait any longer, swing the door open and walk into the hallway. You don't spend much time mulling over your perception of the hallway, though, as your attention is caught by the light coming from the kitchen. Food time, food time, food time, sandwich in my belly. The sounds are coming from there, too. You don't have to be Sherlock to deduce that Sung Min is there, so not wasting any time, you walk straight towards the light. Wait, what? This can't be.
Why did I decide to do this?
What you cooking up there, man? It's a little messy. Oh, hey. This can't be that, right? Come on, Bunger, you're not stupid. There has to be an explanation. I mean, there is an explanation, but it's not the one I want. That's early Halloween decorations, movie props. Hyper-real. Dude, is it real or is it cake? Hyper-realistic cake. Is that hyper-realistic cake you're making? You know, like in those videos?
Oh, dang.
No, these are real human body parts. Oh, come on, you were supposed to agree with me! Oh, sorry. This is just a weird looking pig. Oh my god, this guy sucks, this guy sucks, this guy sucks, this guy sucks, and I'm stupid. And you just started thinking you lucked out with this apartment. What is he? A serial murderer? A canniballer? A serial cannibal? No, wait, that's wrong. Cannibal cereal? If you're thinking about calling the police, I'd advise you against it. Of course you're calling the police! Nuh-uh, I'm not snitch, I want some. I'm hungry. You just got out of homelessness and you're not about to die to some cannibal serial murderer in a pink apron. You do understand that if I get arrested, you'll no longer be able to stay here, right? Do you read thoughts too? I don't. How do you know I want to stay here anyways? Just so you know, Mr. Sungmin. Mr. Sungmin, I have a grandma I can stay with at any time. No, you don't, Miss Bunger. And even if you do, you probably hate her enough to apply to some random suspicious listing and sign the contract all on the same day. So you did it on purpose! Well, something like that. I'm not calling the police. No, I'm not a snitch. I'm no snitch. No, he's right. There's nowhere else you can go and your only choice would be to return to homelessness. That is true. It'd be silly to think police would help with your situation too. Man, what the hell? This... Are you going to eat it? Yes. It's too much meat though, so I'm just gonna store it for the future. I don't get such tender meat often. It would be a pity if it went to waste. Ugh. This wasn't the dinner he was talking about, was it? What are you even supposed to do now? Do you really have to tolerate a cannibal living literally in the same apartment as you? But... life on the streets. Feeling of your skin being so dirty that no matter how hard you scrub it, nothing makes you feel clean. The long nights spent dumpster diving, going through pounds of discarded food just to be chased away by minimum wage employees that, in retrospect, are in no better situation than your own. This is just making me sad, you know, maybe we should all eat people. Ah, shit. Whatever. Anything is better than going back there at this point. If they catch you, don't involve me. And like, don't eat me. Deal. It might take me a while, and as you can see, it's really messy. So let's talk about your payment tomorrow. Yeah, I can see that. You got a little something right there, and there, and there. Oh, everywhere. Oopsies. Oopsie doopsies. Oopsie daisies. I didn't realize. Guess I'll have to come up with another explanation for the dry cleaners. Last time they didn't fully believe my "it's just paint" excuse. Why are suits such a pain? Solution. Just don't wear a suit while chopping people up. Wear like anything else. Well, you probably better go to sleep. Unless you want to watch. Ew, don't look at me. No! Ew! No, thanks. Well, see you tomorrow then? Yeah. Good night, my new housemate. Don't forget that I know where you sleep. That wasn't nice. That wasn't nice. Why would you say that? Why would you say that? That's not nice. We literally live in the same apartment. Why wouldn't you? Just thought I should remind you. Right. I'm leaving now. I'm going this way, and you're going to stay here. Good night, Bunger. Yeah, good night. Good night, Rumi. You feel like you won't be- My fidget spinner! Sorry. I almost dropped my fidget spinner. That was really scary. The next few days, you're still overcome with a faint sense of panic, afraid that Sung-min will eat you, or even worse, the police finds him and you will have to go back to the streets. But contrary to your fears, nothing really happens. In fact, after handing the first rent payment and enduring Sung-min's awkward attempts at thanking you, you don't even see him at all that much. Regardless of how under-socialized he seems, he's fairly polite when you do encounter him. Sung-min seems to work pretty brutal hours at his office job. Your apartment is basically a ghost town half the time. You wouldn't be surprised if there were literal ghosts haunting this place, considering all the bodies piling up around here. How many? Damn! That's a lot of meat! Do you really need more than one person? You're lucky that your shifts usually start early morning and end somewhere during the daytime or evening, unlike Sung-min's grueling schedule. Hold on, let me double check again.
Sung-min.
Sung-min, I'm right. First you thought that you'd at least cross paths with him in the afternoons, but as it turns out, he typically comes home rather late at night. It's unlikely that your housemate is getting a full 8 hours of beauty sleep. 3 weeks pass by without you noticing, and still, you can count the amount of times you've crossed paths with Sung-min on your one hand. Those few times that you did see him, you could feel his gaze linger on you. Don't look at me, don't look at me, don't put spices on me, bro. Get away from me. You're not sure what this is about, but even when he's not around, you can still feel his eyes lapping at your skin. Ew! I didn't like that sentence, that was a bad sentence. Sometimes you wake up in the middle of the night to the sounds coming from the kitchen, which your imagination twists into the sickest imagery. But, that aside, you really have nothing to complain about. You can't be more grateful than to have a solid roof above your head and somewhere you can return after work, every day. Some form of steady housing really does change your life for the better. You don't have to worry about where to sleep every single night, about not being able to shower when you want, about the chance of getting robbed if you're not careful enough, about having some privacy, and so on. You hate to admit it, but you really don't regret staying here even a bit. You condemn what Sung-min does, considering you're not really exposed to it anyway. Even the constant dread of being butchered or kicked out if he's ever found out, it slowly leaves your mind. Despite how absolutely worn out Sung-min appears to be, he is very mindful about the cleanliness of your common spaces. That's good. Surprisingly, even your funds start looking better now that you're able to take on more hours and leech off Sung-min's Wi-Fi. Hell, you even start considering getting a second job. Everything seems almost too good to be true. Alright, something bad always happens when that sentence appears. What the? A loud sound coming from somewhere within the apartment suddenly pulls you out of your deep slumber. Did something fall? Or even worse, someone? An image of Sung-min dragging a new corpse into the apartment suddenly pops into your head. Ugh. But, what if something happened? You spend a couple of minutes steadily contemplating if you'd rather this sound be a corpse, about to be devoured by your landlord, or the very same landlord collapsing on the floor. Whatever. If it's a corpse, I'll just pretend it's a hyper-realistic cake. Yeah, cake. As you step into the hallway, you quickly realize that you weren't worried for no reason. Your housemate is on the floor, looking as if he had collapsed a few minutes prior, and you guess that's probably what happened. You waste no time and quickly walk up to him. Hey. Hello? Hey! Ah! Okay. Sorry, I just needed to get that out. Like something was brewing and I'm sorry. Ugh, no need to yell. Oh, finally. Good morning, USA. What happened? You okay? I wanted to shower. I'm too tired and hungry. Now that he mentions it, you do realize that the man in front of you smells. You smell like ass. Awfully. You might even say abhorrently. Damn. Your thesaurus session of listing synonyms for the word bad gets interrupted by Sung-min lightly groaning as he attempts to stand up. Jeez, what time even is it? Definitely past 12 a.m. at this point. And he just came from work? As just another wage slave, you can't help but feel bad for him. Sure, he might be living in this nice apartment, and you would lie if you said you didn't feel a twinge of jealousy. What even is the point of having it if you just come here to sleep? This newfound sense of camaraderie fills you with enough sympathy to want to help the man in front of you. Alright, come on, I'll give you a hand. Huh? You know, a hand. Just don't bite it, okay? I know you're hungry and all, but I am not food. I remember that. You stretch your hand towards a collapsed Sung-min as he dumbfoundedly looks back at you. Finally, he grabs it with his and heavily gets up. Hey, dude! There we go. Alright, you go shower now and I'll make something for you in the meantime. What? Are you sure? Yeah, I am. For once. But You seriously better go before you stink up the place or I'll change my mind. Alright, okay. Yay! Before you can say anything else, Sungmin clings to the wall for support as he walks away, vanishing into the bathroom. Well, that's that. Time to cook now, I suppose. For a second you wonder if you should put Sungmin's Queen of the Kitchen apron on, but quickly decide against it. Yeah, that probably has like a lot of diseases on it. As you go through the cupboards, you quickly realize that apart from condiments and instant ramen, there's nothing of nutritional value. Have we considered kidneys?
You're the same person.
Eyeballs? In fact, most cupboards designated for food are just filled to the brim with nothing but cup ramen. What the? You already felt bad for him before that, but now you feel really bad. You feel so bad, in fact, that you check your own cupboard to see if you can make anything with your stuff instead. Unfortunately, it happens to be the day when you ran out of almost everything, and besides a sad handful of oatmeal staring back at you from the bottom of a jar, there's nothing you could turn into a sustainable meal. Defeated, you return to the cup ramen horde raining on the shelves. Cup ramen it is, I guess. Oh my god, mini game! Oh my god, mini game! Yay! Oh, this is cute. Oh, I'm starting my water boiler thingy. I actually have this exact water boiler. That's fun. Ooh, I'll put a little bit of that in there, a little bit of that. Oh, I got my stuff ready. Now you put it back on. Oh, this is gonna be so yummers, so yummers. That's fun. You try to squeeze out a smile as a sign of pride in your work, but no amount of grinning can make this sad excuse for a meal any better. Oh, that was depressing. All of a sudden, an idea pops into your head. An idea that's so foreign to your morals that you wonder if you started going insane cooking that cup ramen. I mean, he's a cannibal, so... What if you made some human meat for him to go with the ramen?
Hey, yo, what the?
You don't even have to look in the freezer to know that he has containers full of human meat down there. If anything, you're grateful that he at least doesn't store it in the fridge. In fact, he doesn't store anything in the fridge at all. His side is always empty, and yours just has some occasional milk and eggs here and there. Don't tell me he's just been surviving off of instant ramen and human meat. Honestly, man, that's kind of what you have to do nowadays in the capitalist America. Well, it's not really time to contemplate about Sungmin's dietary choices at the moment. He will probably be out of the shower soon. You have to decide. Let me save. A decision is happening. Cook the human meat. Well, he is a cannibal. It would only be natural to cook some human meat for him, right? You swallow as you open the freezer, cold air pouring out as if it's some sort of evil premonition. It's just chicken, or pork, or fish. Apparently, human meat is closest to tasting like pork, or cooking like pork. I can't remember. Human meat is most similar to pork in some way or another. You try to convince yourself that what you'll be cooking is anything but human meat as you reach for one of the freezer compartments. When you finally find enough courage to open it, it surprisingly turns out to be nearly empty. There's just one lonely container lying at the bottom. Honestly, it's not like anything like you'd expect it to be. No gouged out eyes, no jars with human teeth, nothing grotesque, just one small container. For some reason, just the sight of it calms you down enough for you to simply pick the little plastic box up and shut the freezer without a second thought. You then absentmindedly take out a pan and start the typical process of frying meat. Heat the pan up, pour some oil. By the time you're supposed to put the meat on the pan, you've relaxed enough that you can do it easily. Thankfully, Sungmin leaving you with the easy part of the job. After a couple of minutes of spacing out in front of the stove, familiar smell brings you back to reality. Familiar smell? Pork. I was right! It smells just like pork.
No.
What the? What is that t-shirt choice?
Yes, I am pregnant. No, you can't touch my belly.
That sucks, that sucks. Is that a real shirt?
Sungmin.
Yes? Are you pregnant? No. Have you worn wigs? When will you wear wigs?
Do you wear wigs?
No, I do not.
Have you worn wigs?
No, I have not.
Anyways, something smells really good. Yeah. I couldn't find anything, so I made some cup ramen. And I'm frying some human meat. Sungmin raises his eyebrows for a second before he takes a step towards you. He gets so close that you can practically— Ew! Back up! So close, in fact, that you catch a whiff of artificial peach wafting from his pale— Ew! Instinctively, you take a step back. Thank God. Is he not happy? You're burning it. Oh. Oh, wait, you're right. Can you fetch my glasses from the bathroom, please? I'll take over the cooking. Yeah, sure. Appreciated. Searching time! Oh God, I don't want to look through this guy's bathroom. No, this is an invasion of— Oh! I want to put this together. Oh, this is a heart. How cute. Oh. Wait, no. Get out of my way. Get out of my way. Get out of my way.
3 hours later.
Yeah. Hold on. His glasses are... Okay, well, I made the heart, so I don't care. When you successfully get Sungmin's glasses and return to the kitchen, you find him already sitting at the bar table, the food ready in front of him. Wait, hold on.
Sungmin.
Yes. You hand Sungmin the glasses, his cold, bony fingers brushing against yours as he takes them. Gross. Thank you. The man gratefully nods, and you, a bit hesitantly, grab a stool and sit on opposite of him. Yay! Food time! Food time with my roomie! Food time with my roomie! You assume that Sungmin will start talking first, but unsurprisingly, he continues eating, completely ignoring your presence. And he's pregnant, just by the way, in case you didn't know that. Seems like you'll have to be the one to start the conversation. Saving? What does it taste like? Why do you need a housemate? Why do you eat people? Why did you collapse earlier? I wanna know why he collapsed. Why'd you collapse? Hey, why did you collapse like that earlier? He raises his eyebrow at you, as if you just asked a very obvious question you already know the answer to. And you do. Well, I was hungry and tired. Sitting in this clean, cozy kitchen with a cannibal, eating human meat by your side, and he's pregnant. Human meat that you have prepared for him. Hey, is it so wrong to just be a good roomie every now and then? God.
Yes.
Nevertheless, you can't help but admit that you must... What a cursed world we live in, huh? Hey, Bunger. Thanks for the meal. Huh.
Yes, of course.
You know, it's been a long time since someone made me a meal. Instead of me making a meal out of them. That's funny. I can't remember the last time I had a living company over. Being a cog in the capitalist machine does that to you, though.